Are you looking for the perfect wedding scent that smells feminine, delicate, angelic, and romantic? Then look no further. I have here a selection of fragrances that will definitely make you feel special on your special day. Or if you just love feminine and delicate romantic fragrances, then also this video is for you. Let me start by saying congrats if you are a bride-to-be. I hope you a very, very happy life together and a very special day. I tried my best to create a list of fragrances that both represent the day. So we are talking about feminine, white, romantic. Have a nice bottle because I know a lot of you like to take photos also of the scent of the day, and also has a good longevity. Now, there are some exceptions that will not satisfy this criteria, but I will tell you about them. Let's start with, I would say, the most expensive one from the bunch, but it is a stunning fragrance that, for me, deserves the price tag. And I'm talking about Honor from Amouage. This, oh my God, this is just white as the bottle. It's very feminine. It's all about gardenia. Like, this is quite a simple gardenia fragrance. The note structure is quite complex, but what you get here is just a very beautiful white feminine gardenia fragrance without the indolic touch, without the green touch that gardenia has. Maybe in the beginning, when you first spray it, you will get it a little bit, but at the end, it's just a full representation, a beautiful representation of a gardenia flower. So if you love gardenia, this is the best on the market, in my opinion. I know it's quite expensive, but you get amazing performance. Amouage is one of the niche brands that 100% deserves the price tag. High quality, high performance fragrance, and quite unique. Usually they are a little bit challenging, but with this one I can't say that it is the case. It's just a beautiful, beautiful fragrance that I would highly, highly recommend. I think if I have to go back in time and redo everything, this will be my scent for that day. Of course, there are a lot of people who love rose, and I have fragrances for you. Starting with the most expensive one because it is from Francis Kurkdjian. So this is A la Rose. This is just a delicate, musky, fresh rose scent. So beautiful and transparent, and the bottle is quite chic. I don't own that fragrance, so you can see the picture here. It's a very beautiful scent. Not the most long-lasting, I have to admit. It's not the most long-lasting fragrance, so you have to reapply it. It is the most romantic, let's say, from all the fragrances that I am going to mention. It smells like a dewy rose in the morning, light pink, white, very, very beautiful scent. So I would recommend definitely any fragrances that have this kind of scent profile. I'm not going to lie, when I first tested that fragrance a long time ago, it was quite unique. There wasn't a lot of fragrances that have this musky, fresh rose without having a little bit of, I don't know, this cheap musk in them. This smelled very natural, very beautiful. But since this fragrance was released, I found a lot of other fragrances that have the same scent profile, let's say. Case in point, Rosa Moceniga from The Merchant of Venice. This fragrance has the most stunning bottle you can imagine. Like, look at that. It's a piece of art. I just heard that they are coming out with the elixir version, but I didn't test it yet. So, like A la Rose, you have this very plush, musky, dewy rose, but here it's a little bit more complex, let's say. So the rose is still front and center, but you get a little bit of a powderiness. You get a little bit more of a complex experience compared to A la Rose. So it depends. If you want something that is just strictly rosy, a la rose is for you. But if you want something that is more complex, have still the same effect, like when I smell this fragrance, again, the same image comes to my mind, this pink plush rose, dewy rose in the morning during spring or summer. This is the fragrance, like the sun is just coming out. When I smell it, this is the image that comes to me. So again, perfect as a wedding scent, as a scent profile. The bottle, it checks all the boxes. It doesn't have the best performance. Which would you expect with musky rose? So we are talking about moderate longevity, so you have to reapply it during the day, but I would highly recommend this one for a wedding scent. Another rose scent that is so beautiful, and I think I will add this fragrance to my fragrance collection, is Delina La Rosée. Now, a lot of people recommend Delina as wedding scent, and it works. It just is a little bit sharp for me personally. Like, I would recommend Delina more of a very young bride. But as a scent profile, I just feel like Delina La Rosée is more of a perfect fit for a wedding scent because it's more transparent, it's more of a white, like if you look at the bottle, this is how the fragrance smells. So again, you have the DNA of Delina, but it's much more lighter, transparent, solar, dewy in a way. Like La Rosée, I believe, means in French like dew or something like that. So, and you can really get it. It's so beautiful. Doesn't have the longevity of the original Delina, but it has a very decent performance. So moderate to strong longevity and sillage on my skin. So maybe you will have to reapply it once. It's definitely worth it as a scent profile, as a bottle, as everything. I'm absolutely obsessed with it, and I added this one to my wish list. I was never a fan of Delina's, and I still am not a fan, to be honest, of the original Delina, but this one I really like. Another rose scent that I am obsessed with, that I would highly recommend, and it's a new release, I just discovered that fragrance recently, is Creed Eladaria. Oh my god, is that a gorgeous scent! I'm not going to lie, it's not a scent profile that is new or is very unique, but the way this fragrance is blended is just perfection. So if you know Tom Ford Rose d'Amalfi, it has the same vibe. It's not similar, it's not exactly the same, but you have this powdery, feminine rose experience. I definitely prefer it to that one from Tom Ford. It has, again, the same experience of a very fresh rose, a plush rose, but the powderiness of this fragrance is so beautiful and it's so feminine and rosy. The colors that comes to my mind when I smell this fragrance is white and rosy, so very light pink. Beautiful, stunning fragrance that I would highly recommend. I know the price tag is very high, but I can't lie. The scent profile is a 10 out of 10 and has moderate longevity and sillage. So again, you have to reapply. But because of this gorgeous scent profile, I just can't not include this fragrance. Now let's get to Orange Blossom. And for some reason, the smell that I personally associate with weddings is Orange Blossom. I have no idea why. And I used to hate that note. But recently I opened up to it. So here are my fragrances that I would recommend as a wedding scent that are very delicate, feminine, without going into a very sweet orange blossom, which I don't find very fitting, in my opinion, for a wedding. I need something more transparent. So they are delicate and feminine fragrances. Of course, you all know I'm going to talk about it, Homme Jane Levant. I think, yeah, it will be between Levant and Gardenia if I had to go back in time. Maybe I will choose Gardenia just because of the longevity, or I will mix them. Like I would wear Levant at the beginning and maybe at the end of the evening use Gardenia. I don't know. This is the most feminine fragrance I have ever smelled. smell. It's so beautiful. You have orange blossom, you have peony, you have a little bit of a citrusy touch in the opening. It's mostly a musky ambery base. It is stunning. 10 out of 10. I know people who actually hate, or not hate, but are not into floral fragrances that absolutely love the smell. And I'm definitely obsessed with it. It's very elegant and balanced and just beautiful. Highly recommended. Now, as I said, the longevity is not the best on this fragrance. So if you want something that is more long lasting, it is a different scent profile. Let's say I would recommend M. Micallef. Again, an orange blossom fragrance, but here you have more of a full representation of an orange blossom. So you get a little bit of the sharpness, but not too much. This is why I like it. You get a little bit of the neroli, petitgrain. It's a little bit more sweet and has more presence and much more projection and longevity. It is compared to Levant a little bit, let's say, more girly, but both of them are extremely feminine. Like the name, Eau Féminin, definitely very fitting for this fragrance. Another orange blossom fragrance that I would definitely recommend is Maison Serre Solar Blossom. I have it actually in my hand. This opens up a little bit more on the sweet side, but the dry down is where the magic of this fragrance is. Again, we are talking about a very chic, delicate orange blossom. It doesn't seem very complex. So apart from what as the notes say, it's orange blossom and vanilla. This is what I smell. It may seem simple, but the way this fragrance is blended, is made, is so chic and delicate, like so beautiful. I can't count how many times someone recommended this fragrance for me when they knew that I started a little bit to love orange blossom. It is one of the most recommended fragrances for me, and when I tested, I knew why. It is a beautiful scent. Maison Serre and also Orangeine, by the way, these two brands have very elegant feminine fragrances. So actually you can't go wrong with both of these brands, generally speaking, if you are looking for a feminine or a wedding scent. There is another orange blossom fragrance that I just can't not talk about. It is an honorable mention just because of the longevity. It's not the best. And it is Orange Blossom from Jo Malone. Now, it's not as bad as the rest of this line. This line is famously known for its bad longevity and sillage. It is, after all, a cologne. But this, as a smell, as a scent profile, oh my God. So beautiful. You have here lilac and orange blossom. It's extremely transparent, powdery, angelic, cloud-like fragrance. I just can't not recommend this fragrance because it is absolutely stunning. And I believe that in the UK, a lot of people use peony and blush suede as their wedding scent, and it has the same longevity. So I would recommend this one over Peony and Blush Suede, to be honest. It's the best from Jo Malone, in my opinion, and one of the best orange blossom fragrances. Can we talk about wedding scents and orange blossom without mentioning, I would say, the most hyped, the most recommended fragrance when it comes to this category, and it is Valaya. I would recommend Valaya or Valaya Exclusive. It will depend on what is the time of the wedding, like is it at the beginning of summer, midsummer, and what is your preference when it comes to scent profile. Valaya, the original one, is very bright, solar, orange blossom with a nice peachy note, so it has the sweetness and has a great longevity and sillage, and the bottle is 10 out of 10. So this is why a lot of people recommend this fragrance as a wedding scent, because it checks all the boxes, the scent profile, the bottle, the longevity. It is amazing. They came out with the Valaya Exclusive, which is more of a softer, powdery fragrance. So I have a whole comparison between the two. If you are interested, you can check it in the description down below. I can't really decide which one is my favorite, to be honest, because although they have the same DNA, they are different enough to have both of them, so I really can't decide. Tell me in the comments down below which one is your favorite, and if you are unsure which one is for you, check my video in the description. By the way, I have a whole video on the differences between Lavande, Fleur Narcotique, which I would also recommend as a wedding scent, Valaya, but I just didn't want to repeat myself with the same scent profile, so I didn't mention it in this video, but it would definitely be also a great wedding scent. I have a full comparison between these three, as well as a nice tube from a Middle Eastern fragrance called Mystic Bouquet. So if you are on a budget, you can also check that one. I will leave this video in the description down below. Now let's move on to a bouquet of flowers, and I have two Chanel fragrances to recommend. Again, it's Chanel, so the bottle, everything will be quite fitting for wedding, and also the scent profile. I have 1932 and 1957. These are just a standout floral fragrances. You will not smell like anyone else. They are definitely very unique scents. With 1932, you have this very bright, very transparent bouquet of different flowers. There is iris, and it just smells to me like a bouquet of wild flowers, like flowers you are picking from the garden. And it has a little bit of sweetness, but not too much. And the brightness comes from aldehydes, but the aldehydes definitely work here. Like, for example, Valaya has aldehydes, and a lot of people absolutely love it, even if they don't like aldehydes. And I feel like this is also the case with this fragrance. It is slightly on the mature side, like with a lot of Chanel fragrances, but it's not a vintage fragrance, if you know what I mean. The same goes also for 1957. That one is a little bit more powdery because it has an iris note. So they are not similar fragrances, but they give me the same vibe. Again, we have aldehydes, but the aldehydes will not bother you much. It's also musky and fresh and feminine and very, very unique. So both of these fragrances I would highly recommend. I would say only if you love more of a powdery experience, then 1957 is a better choice for you. Now, if you have a beach wedding, and I envy you if you have, there are a lot of tropical fragrances that are beautiful, that will suit definitely that occasion, but just one, I would say, really is the perfect wedding scent specifically for a beach wedding, and it is Solaris from Penhaligon's. It's because of the brightness of this fragrance. So you have your typical tropical fragrances of tiare flower, of ylang ylang, if I'm not mistaken, but it's made very transparent and light with orange blossom, with a little bit of vanilla. It's not too yellow. I don't know if I'm making sense. Like when we speak about your typical tropical fragrances, they are a little bit more heavy, more dense, have almost like a, I don't know, like a yellow tinge to them. Like when I smell them, I see yellow, I see cream, you know. This is very white and transparent, although it has some of the heavy, let's say, tropical notes like tiare flower, but it's made very, very transparent, not too heavy. It is the perfect beach wedding scent. So beautiful. Also, the bottle I find very beautiful. So from all the tropical fragrances, I would say this is the best. Another category of fragrances that will fit perfectly as wedding scent is, of course, musk, because it is a white experience. When we speak about musky fragrances, they smell clean, they smell white, a little bit angelic, and some are not, but the majority are. And if I have to recommend a wedding scent that is on the musky side, I will definitely go with Musc Autre Blanc from Guerlain. It's this very clean, transparent musk with a little bit of a powderiness from the iris, and has a creamy touch. In the notes, they mention milk. It's not a milky fragrance. I feel like the milk here is just to give it a slightly creamy consistency. I don't know. And has a little bit of a bright, neroli note in it. It's so, so beautiful. Oh my God. I love this fragrance. It's now my favorite musk scent. and it is on my wish list. I can't wait to get this fragrance because as someone who is a huge fan of clean, musky fragrances, this is the best for me, the best. Number one, highly, highly recommended, and it is the whitest when we speak about musk fragrances. It's just very white and angelic and cloudy. No one talks about that fragrance. I don't know why. It definitely deserves a lot of hype. Speaking about Guerlain, let's move to vanilla fragrances. And for vanilla, I need the fragrances to be more on the softer side, more on the clean side. And my pick for vanilla, it's not going to be Spiritus de Bleu Vanille, no. Maybe for winter, I would say if you have a wedding winter, that will fit that occasion. But for summer, I will go with Angelique Noir. I can't tell you how amazing that scent is. So you have this very high quality, beautiful vanilla that Guerlain is famous for. Such a elegant vanilla, but mixed with an angelica note. And angelica is a little bit of a herbaceous green note that I hate. I don't like anything that is herbaceous or green, but mixed here with the vanilla, it just works. It is so elegant and soft enough for you to wear it in summer. Has the same vibe as Eau de Well from Diptyque, if you know that fragrance, but they are not similar fragrances, and I definitely prefer Angelique Noir to Eau de Well. I also love Eau de Well, by the way, but this one took my heart when I tested it. So highly recommend it if you love vanilla and you want more of an elegant vanilla and a vanilla that is not offensive. I would highly recommend this one. Another vanilla that will go very nicely with a wedding scent is Note Vanille from M. Micallef. This is more of a soft vanilla mixed with boozy notes. So definitely something different. It's not a boozy scent, but the vanilla here has a little bit of this boozy touch mixed with the amber. It's so beautiful, and one of the fragrances that gets stronger with time. Some of you told me that when I first tested that fragrance, and I definitely get it now. Very beautiful. M. Micallef again is one of the brands that do a lot of very beautiful feminine fragrances. Last and certainly not least is again a fragrance that when we speak about wedding scents, it's one of the most recommended one, and I have to agree, and it is Dama Bianca from Xerjoff. This is more of a powdery vanilla, a little bit like citrusy like. There is a note of kumquat in it, but mostly it's a very fluffy powdery vanilla. So beautiful, so elegant and white and not offensive, and it smells divine, and the bottle looks very beautiful. So I would say this is again one of the fragrances that checks all the boxes, and it has good longevity. You will be enveloped in this fluffy cloud like vanilla. It's so beautiful and very feminine and very fitting for a wedding scent if you love vanilla. And these were my picks for the perfect wedding scents. Hope that video was helpful, and if you are a bride-to-be, congratulations again. I hope this video will help you find your perfect scent. And tell me in the comments down below, what was your wedding scent and what fragrances you would recommend for any brides-to-be. Looking forward to see your comments, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumb up and consider subscribing to my channel if you didn't already. I have a lot of reviews and top 10 lists and very exciting videos coming very soon, so don't forget to subscribe and to hit the notification bell so you will get notified when I upload any new video. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you next time.